Look at the title of this video. It asks, do you do these things alone? Most people think intelligence looks like grades, trophies, big words at dinner parties, or the guy who wins every argument on the internet. But psychology tells a completely different story. True cognitive sophistication rarely announces itself in public. It hides, it whispers, it works the night shift inside your own head when nobody's clapping, nobody's grading, and nobody's even watching. It operates quietly, privately, in the moments nobody else witnesses. And if you consistently do these 7 things when you are completely alone, your level of intelligence is far rarer than you have ever been told. Let's see how many you do. Number 1. The unanswered question. Do you sit with uncomfortable questions without forcing an answer? The average mind hates uncertainty, the way your body hates holding its breath. It panics, grabs the first half-decent explanation lying around, and slams the case shut. But your brain does something almost unnatural. It just sits there, turning the question over, letting it breathe, refusing to grab the cheap answer just to feel safe. Psychologists call this epistemic patience, and brain scans show it lights up regions most adults never fully activate. If you've ever stayed with a question for days, not because you couldn't answer it, but because you refused to answer it badly, you are already doing something extraordinarily rare. Number 2. The mental chess match. Do you mentally argue against your own beliefs? For fun? Most people spend their private thoughts cheering for themselves, replaying arguments they won, imagining comebacks, and polishing the trophy of being right. But you catch yourself doing the opposite. You build the strongest possible case against your own opinion, just to see if it survives. This is called active self-opposition, and it's the exact mental engine behind every major scientific breakthrough in history. Darwin did it. Einstein did it. That's not self-doubt. That's intellectual courage, and it's almost extinct. Number 3. The emotion detective. Do you study your own emotions like data? Anyone can feel angry, anyone can feel anxious, but almost nobody stops and thinks, wait, why this reaction? If you find yourself alone and quietly observing why a specific situation triggered a specific response in you, tracing the pattern backward to its psychological root, you are practicing a form of metacognition that most people never access in their entire lives. You're not reacting to your emotions, you're decoding them. Once you start seeing emotions as signals instead of storms, something shifts. You stop being controlled by the very thing controlling everyone else. Number 4. The memory hacker. Do you, quietly rewrite your own past? Highly intelligent people don't revisit old memories for nostalgia, they revisit them for upgrades. If you have ever been alone and suddenly realized that something you experienced years ago means something entirely different now, that cognitive flexibility is a defining marker of deep intellectual growth. That awkward thing someone said to you in 8th grade, you suddenly understand it differently at 30. Your mind isn't just storing information, it's actively reorganizing your entire life story in the background, like a writer editing a novel that keeps getting better. Number 5. The useless obsession. Are you obsessed with things that give you absolutely zero practical benefit? Shallow curiosity is transactional. People learn what helps them look impressive, earn more money, or solve an immediate problem. But you will fall down a 3-hour rabbit hole on octopus cognition or medieval bread, and you can't even explain why. There's no payoff, no exam, no promotion, just a brain that's hungry. Psychologists call this intrinsic intellectual drive, and it's one of the clearest, most reliable signals of a high-functioning mind. Useless curiosity isn't useless. It's the fingerprint of genuine intelligence. Number 6. The mid-flight correction. Can you edit your own thinking, mid-thought? Most people commit to a mental direction and write it straight off the cliff, just out of pure cognitive momentum. They'd rather be consistent than correct. But if you regularly catch yourself mid-thought, recognize that your initial reasoning was flawed or incomplete, and voluntarily redirect without ego, you are demonstrating real-time intellectual agility. The ability to be wrong for 4 seconds and right for the next 40 years is a superpower. Most people protect their ego, you upgrade your mind. And number 7, the fixer's solitude. The one that changes everything. Do you enjoy your own mind as company while acting as the ultimate fixer for your own life? A long walk with no phone feels like a luxury, not a punishment. Psychology calls this autonomous cognitive engagement. And because your mind is such good company, you handle your own stuff. When things break, You figure out how to bleed a radiator by watching a YouTube video at midnight with a flashlight clenched in your teeth. You don't ask for help because asking requires sitting, for a moment, in the experience of not knowing. Of visibly being the one who can't. You take on everything alone, because your identity is built on a foundation of competence. Real intelligence has never lived on stage. It is the quiet, disciplined, often invisible work your mind does when no one is watching. These 7 habits turn the quiet, weird parts of your inner life into evidence that you were doing serious work this entire time. So, I want to know, how many of these 7 things did you actually check off? Drop your score in the comments right now. But before you go, listen to this. If you checked off even 3 of the signs on this list, I guarantee society has made you feel insecure about your other quirks. Things average people call flaws, like procrastination or talking to yourself. Well, what if I told you those aren't flaws at all? They are just more proof of your rare brain. I break down the exact psychology behind it in this video right here on your screen. 7 signs your flaws are high IQ. Click on that video right now to see how many of those you have. Hit subscribe to join the 1%, and I will see you over there.